So we're halfway through the General Assembly session. We just hit crossover. It's been crazy up here. As you can imagine, things move a lot quicker during the 45-day session than the 60-day session. But we've moved forward a lot of good policies and legislation so far this year. Personally, I've had some great advancements. One is on the market sourcing legislation. You've heard about this piece of legislation from me in the past. This is the bill that gets rid of the double taxation on Virginia companies when they sell services into other states. It's one of those policies that's been driving away businesses and jobs to Maryland and D.C. and North Carolina, and we're trying to get rid of that double taxation situation like almost all the other states have. We've moved that forward. It's going to the Small Business Commission over the summer. Same thing with my Streamlined Sales Tax Initiative, which also is going to make us more competitive with other states, and that's going to go to the Small Business Commission as well. And what we're expecting is it to get additional input from the small businesses to come inside of a robust tax reform set of legislation that will come under the new administration in 2018. So I'm really excited about that. I also put a bill forward on concerning grants from the government for rural localities. As I was traveling around the Commonwealth this year, actually back on April 1st of last year, I was in Giles County, and I realized just how bad Virginia has gotten with regards to trying to put that round peg in the square hole, where we give grants to localities based on what we think is economic development, but we don't realize some of the other situations they're facing. So this would allow a small portion of that grant to go and offset some additional costs with actually achieving the project solution that they had actually proposed when they find unknown costs or other things that come into play. It's a great bill. We had to actually continue that, and we'll have to bring it back up in 2018 because it deals with the Virginia Economic Development Partnership, and there's some changes going on there this year, but I look forward to getting that back next year. There's a bill that we've moved out of the House. It's going to the Senate, and that's my wage floor bill. This is the bill that got vetoed by the governor last year that stops localities from artificially increasing the cost of a project by demanding that businesses pay higher wages and compensation to their employees just to be able to get a local government contract. So I look forward to getting that through the Senate as well. I put forward a bill to do a study on the machinery and tools tax to get rid of that disincentive for businesses to grow the technology and replace their equipment in their companies. You see, right now, you pay property taxes based on the fair market value of your equipment. So older equipment, less value, lower taxes. As you replace it with newer equipment, the fair market value is more taxes. And that causes a quagmire for those businesses because as they want to invest in that new equipment, they're actually driving up their taxes. So this year, the General Assembly has decided, since we're in a 45-day session, going into a new administration, we wouldn't have any studies, understandable, but I look forward to bringing probably an informal work group together over the summer to see what we can come up with for those solutions. I have another bill going over to the Senate for budget transparency. When I was on the Virginia Beach City Council, we created a situation where you can go online and see all the revenue and expenses by category as well as every agency and department. And I put a bill in Virginia that allows you to do the same thing. So every agency, every department in Virginia that expends money, you'll be able to go online and see it, and it'll be assigned to all the major categories. So there's better transparency with what we do up here with regards to the budget. And then lastly, crowdfunding. You've probably heard me talk about crowdfunding, allowing entrepreneurs in Virginia to be able to raise capital for their businesses from around the nation now, and not have to just get it from qualified investors, basically the very wealthy investors, but can actually get up to $10,000 from those unqualified investors around the country. We've always led the way. The federal government now has had federal legislation that streamlines this, and my legislation in Virginia would allow Virginians to make use of that federal legislation now, having quicker access and more readily available access to capital for their business. So I've had a great time up here. It's been a great session. I'm looking forward to getting to the second half. As always, I look forward to seeing everyone back home, and if I can be of any assistance, please give me a ring, or if you're up here, please drop by the office.